Are you looking for more pain relief? Or maybe just a healthier alternative to adding more pills? Maybe you're just wondering if CBD actually works. I'm glad you found your way to this video. Today I will explain how CBD works and, more importantly, that it's not marijuana. I want to help CBD shed some of its misconceptions and mystique. I know that many people are hesitant to use CBD because they don't want to use drugs. And that's okay. I get it. Once you watch this video, it will make sense, and it will make you feel more comfortable about this wonderful, safe, and effective plant-made molecule. Let's get straight to the point. Yes, it works. Yes, it comes from the cannabis plant. And no, it cannot get you high, no matter how much of it you put on. But there is a catch. You do need to put enough of it on to make a difference, and that's the key to it working. Hello, I'm Chantel, and welcome to the Trace Cakeys channel. Today, this plant power highlight is about cannabidiol, aka CBD, which is just one of many plant power molecules made by the cannabis plant. The cannabis plant makes over 60 active molecules. Some of these molecules get you high, and some don't. Think of CBD as non-alcoholic beer. Unfortunately for CBD, it got caught up in the war on drugs, because back then the government didn't know how to tell the difference between a cannabis plant that had large concentrations of THC, used to get you high, or the same looking plant, hemp, that was used to make medicine, rope making, fabric making, etc., that does not get people high. So unfortunately, intentions fueled by racism, but marketed to the people as protecting the moral fabric of America, the government just banned the entire species, medicine and all. Sadly, millions of people have been denied cannabis's healing properties for almost an entire generation. CBD is a wonderful plant-made molecule that needs to get out from behind its reputation and help more people. Luckily, in 2018, CBD was finally freed from the criminal justice system. Thanks to the tireless efforts of cannabis advocates and new technologies in chemical testing, cannabis plants with large concentrations of CBD and ultra-low concentrations of THC are legal to grow, sell, and scientifically test in much-needed clinical trials. To understand how CBD works, first we need to start with where it works. Today's video is specifically talking about topical CBD, creams, lotions, and salves. I'll save oral CBD for another video, which would be capsules, edibles, smokables, or under-the-tongue oil. Oral CBD works in a different location in the body than topical CBD, and that's why in today's video we will start with where it works. When we apply CBD to the skin, some is absorbed by our skin cells themselves, and even more is absorbed around the skin into the underlying tissues. It's important to point out that topical CBD application is not absorbed into the bloodstream, and this gives it a huge advantage over medications like Advil and Tylenol. Because unlike swallowing a pain pill, topical CBD can get right to the source without exposing any unnecessary parts of the body to the drug. It's also safe to use along with these other pain pills we commonly take. Once CBD is absorbed by our skin and tissues, which is the muscles, the nerves, etc., it works because it's almost a perfect fit for receptors in our endocannabinoid system. Wait, hold up. The endocannabinoid system? I will explain this. It's super easy. I'm sure you know about the circulatory system, the one that our blood and heart are in, and you probably know about the respiratory system. That's how we breathe and absorb oxygen from the air. But the endocannabinoid system? Well, you probably haven't heard about it because it's relatively a new discovery in the human body, and one that was uncovered because scientists were finally allowed to study cannabis. I know. It's a super cool story how this came about, and you definitely need to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the next video. Because in the next video, it tells the story that involves high-ranking government officials who waged a senseless war to cover up vital knowledge. Yeah, I'm talking about the war on drugs, and the strange and fascinating connection it has to the discovery of the endocannabinoid system. Back to the topic at hand. While in reality, the way that the endocannabinoid system works is extremely complex, but luckily for us, it's actually quite easy to explain. The endocannabinoid system is everywhere in our body, and its only job is responsible for controlling the balance of almost every major system in our body, including blood sugar, immune function, hormone production, and pain perception, just to name a few of its jobs. Simply put, it's the manner of how every cell in our body has checks and balances. CBD helps restore the balance. In a nutshell, CBD helps calm the cells that are sending pain signals to our brain. A little more specifically, since today we're focused on topical application of CBD, we will also focus on the endocannabinoid system that's located in our skin and outer tissues, the same places CBD would be absorbed if rubbed onto the surface of our bodies. Inside our skin cells, named keratinocytes, the endocannabinoid receptor is called CB2. When CBD lands on this receptor, the keratinocyte is stimulated to send out a pain-relieving hormone called beta-endorphin. This endorphin leaks into the surrounding tissue. This chemical leakage is the way that cells communicate. They make hormones and they send them out into the surrounding body. When the surrounding nerve cells ingest this hormone, beta-endorphin, this chemical messenger tells the nerve that's sending its pain signals to the brain to slow down. Therefore, beta-endorphin made in the skin cells is a chemical messenger created because CBD landed on the endocannabinoid receptor. This chemical then goes on to the nerve cells and dampens the intensity of the pain signal it's sending to the brain. Mind blown. Next, I will present to you some evidence that proves there is a reduction of pain signals sent from the nerves in the skin. Evidence that shows our human brains can tell a difference when CBD is involved. Evidence that proves CBD is better than placebo when it comes to pain tolerance. And evidence that shows even when our brains are expecting a certain outcome, CBD still adds calmness. In one very telling study, researchers tested 15 people and conducted 4 separate experiments on each subject. In each of the 4 experiments, the researchers applied the same amount of painful stimulus of heat to their hands. First, they lied to them and applied CBD cream when they said it was placebo, then vice versa, applied placebo cream when they said it was CBD, followed by heat both times. Next, they actually gave them CBD, or not, telling them the truth, and again, applying the painful stimulus. Why did they do it like this? 4 separate times? They needed to be sure that CBD was actually working to reduce pain and not inducing the placebo effect. The researchers had previously hypothesized that mind over matter would be the result they would get: placebo. And yes, they did, to an extent. There was in fact less pain perceived when the test subjects thought they had been given CBD, but had not. However, the placebo-induced effect was not statistically significant. In fact, it was quite minimal. They were even more surprised when the data showed that there was significantly less perceived pain both times the test subjects were given CBD, whether they knew it or not. Let's digest that. When they were lied to and given CBD when they thought they had not been given it, they indeed had experienced less intense pain. When they were told the truth and given CBD, there was both the placebo effect and the real effect of CBD, which gave the best results of all: even more reduced pain. I thought that was a pretty cool study. Not only did it show that CBD does minimize the way humans feel pain, it also proved the effect was real and not a mind trick or marketing ploy. This result is even more significant for all of you out there who are suffering from chronic pain. Because remember, in this study, the same amount of pain was given to the same patient. Therefore, CBD did not alter the source of pain, it only altered the amount of pain experienced by the subject. This means for you that if you have damaged nerves or muscles that are just not going to get better, CBD can help you. A permanently damaged nerve or muscle doesn't know it's not going to get better, so it sits there day after day, hour after hour, sending distress signals to your brain in the form of pain to get help. Pain is a function of help for our body. But for you chronic pain sufferers, you are well aware of the problem in your body, and right now you don't need pain to get your attention. You just need that nerve or muscle to calm down and stop sending such powerful pain signals to your brain. CBD works to suppress the volume of which a particular injury can complain to your brain. Or another way to look at it, the current level of pain that you're having is more tolerable to your brain with CBD than without it. However, as I mentioned earlier in this video, concentration matters. Unfortunately, in the early race to monetize CBD soon after it was legalized, many companies just sprinkled a little bit of CBD into their base creams and called it a day. This isn't going to work. Thanks to time and clinical trials, we know that at least 1.5% and even better, closer to 2% of the total product needs to be CBD. That is much more than most active ingredients. CBD is still a relatively expensive raw ingredient to obtain, so beware of companies selling it for dirt cheap. Also, only buy from companies that post their independent lab results on their website. Not only will you know you're getting the real thing, it's also the law. All right, I'll step off that soapbox and get back to the topic at hand. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a cool announcement to make. This explanation of how CBD works in the skin cells, which is making endorphins that turns around and calms down the nerve signals being sent to the brain, is just one way that CBD affects the endocannabinoid system. It is so wonderful that the endocannabinoid system is also located inside our nerves and muscles as well, meaning that when CBD molecule lands on that CB2 receptor in the nerves and muscles, the calming effect is even stronger. Applying CBD topically to an area of pain is like a small snowball rolling down a hill, picking up snow and speed as it lands on one receptor after another in the skin, muscles, and nerves, until finally bringing balance and peace back to that screaming crowd of pain signals. If CBD were a person, she would be part hostage negotiator, part motivational speaker, and mostly a meditation guru there to help soothe your nerves and restore your inner balance. Until all of her molecules are gobbled up by CB2 receptors and she wears off, which is usually about 4 to 6 hours. Enjoy!